Yep. Yep. Doing it again. Doing the thing. I kind of have some ideas, so this will go a little bit faster. There shouldn't be long moments of me staring into space. First thing I'm going to do, my drums and stuff are done. I've got vocals run. I've got a loop in there that I need to hook up. That should be, I suppose, the next thing. I absolutely want to filter process this thing because I think it'll sound really cool with a good amount of resonance. So maybe what we do is we use the sequential, like, it's got a variable architecture on the Zagreb, which is nice. So this is sort of on the low end of the, what is it? Low pass 18, high pass 18, or 12, I think. 12 on each. Yep. And you know it would be actually way cooler than that? Would be gating this. Let's do that. Because then it becomes a ball of rhythmic goo. Hello. Good afternoon to you too. Alright, this, like that. Now we need to give it a gate source and some sort of rhythm. And let's see. Oh, we can actually use a little bitty tiny cable if we use the standard Turing machine thing. I think I can use a standard small.
Okay, you don't fit, do ya? Why don't you fit, Johnny? Why don't you fit? You bastard.
Okay, I'm calm. I'm perfectly calm, dude. I'm perfectly calm. Okay, what we got? This actually should be probably down all the way, and then... Oh, we're not on. Well, I ordered a Stolper Beats last night. So that's the next toy that's coming in. My God, that's gorgeous. Let's lock that in. And the tape loop is already synced. And that makes me so friggin' happy because last time I did this, it was just a total pain in my ass. Like the whole time. It was just like, ah! Like, shouldn't take like 10 minutes to synchronize a loop to a sequencer. But It kind of does. Honestly, I'm not really using the Stardust for what it's for. I'm basically using it as like a single channel sample player. You know? And like, I don't know. I'm kind of almost regretting my purchase of the Rample. And there's a part of me that wants to just somehow fit a squid sample in that slot. But that's going to mean ditching some effects. And frankly, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. No, sir. Yeah, so. All right, next thing is some sort of, if we can find it on the Rample, some sort of, like, tabla, maybe? Dolki, something like that? Some sort of Indian, Pakistani percussion thing would be super duper cool. If such an object exists in the Rample. Which, you know, unfortunately, there are labels of the samples, and they're all just like sample 001. It's like, oh my god, guys, call it a thing. You know, label it a tabla or something. But no. And because I'm a lazy ass, I haven't dumped a bunch of samples from my DAW into it, which I do need to do. I mean, I have tons and tons of like world percussion, multi-sampled stuff, like, you know, really cool shit, and like, I need to get some of that on there. That's actually really good right there. What's this? This is S61. Let me scan around a little bit. Oh, there's a little cowbell in there. This is like your Afro-Cuban percussion right there. That's super cool. I gotta remember that. S61, 62. Well, okay, so like the sample drum, for example, you could record right there. You could just put it into a CVN and actually record your own sample. This, you can't. It's all SD card. The ultimate use, I think, or the ultimate expression of the Rample is if you use it with MIDI. And, you know, that's kind of that middle ground that the Hermod and the Hermod Plus were aimed at. I had a Hermod Plus. I sold it. It just didn't click with me at all. And I think because it's like really designed to use with MIDI. And so this is also designed to use with MIDI. And you've got these like sample layers, and you address them with either like CCs or velocities or whatever. Like all of that stuff is under complete control, and it's all going through like one 1/8-inch stereo cable basically. Or I think they actually, whatchamajigger, a daughter cable kind of thing. They join up. There's like a link cable on the back end. And you can link multiple Ramples to a Hermod and have them play just like schwa, like all the stuff. Which is neat. But if you don't notice, I don't really program anything here, right? I'm making all this stuff up just using like scales and generative stuff and chord knowledge, and it's not the thing that I would do to be like, let's program a whole thing. You know, it's just not really my jam. Now, as far as what it does, which is like it's a sample player and it's got a ton of samples on it, that's really cool. Individual control over the samples is really good. You know, even the little LED display, it's a little janky, but it works well, you know. There's a big variety of sounds on here. Well, I'd almost like less features than what it has. You know, like I don't need any of the MIDI stuff or any of that. Like, neat. Okay, let's find those guys again. What was it? Stolper beats, though, this should be interesting. I'm gonna go with that one. Because the Stolper beats, you know, it really is designed for kick, snare, hi-hat, percussion. And, like, it's gonna be right here where the ZDSP is, because they're the same size. That's literally how I found it. I searched for how big the ZDSP was, and then I looked on Modular Grid for modules that are exactly the same size. And yeah. Hey, Upside Down. Yeah, so, like, again, it just depends on your use case. Like, for what it does it really well. And I need to be less of a lazy ass and take some time and go into my DAW and, like, see if I can't extract, like, a whole bunch of samples of, like, world percussion instruments. I'd like to get some specific setups in there for, like, tabla. Like, that'd be super, super dope. Hey, Jethro. Yeah, so I think come summer, that's gotta go on my list of, like, semi-big chores to do over the summer. If you don't know, I'm a school teacher. We've got 2 more weeks and a day. We have to come back on a Monday for, like, 2 hours.
It's so very dumb. It's super fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's right. It is. But, you know, I get it. We've got legal requirements for the number of days and blah, blah, blah. So that's like the minimum. Okay, also, let's modulate this filter. Let's modulate this filter a little bit. I've got this random voltage coming in, like 16th note random voltage. And to be honest, I don't really ever use that for much of anything. So what I'm going to do is do like a 2 measure. So we'll go slow, 8 beat, rise and fall, not bipolar. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and then that's channel green. So this should be here. And we can actually just put it into volt per octave, which is super convenient because then you just turn it down from here. I love the frickin' Zork strip. Love it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I don't have horrible kids this year, but my first and my last class of the day are a challenge. And yeah, this week was bad. So, yeah. It's like I'm just as done as they are, you know. But that's okay, because we're going to start doing some drumming again, and drumming is always fun. I'm going to teach him some conga patterns. I think that'll be kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, so I start the day in a pissy mood, and I end it in a pissy mood. It's like, God damn it. Okay. Oh, yeah, the other thing I got, eagle-eyed viewers will notice, I got a couple of these little cable router things. I got a couple of packs of them, honestly. And unfortunately, let me zoom in on my rack here. If you can see it, I think you should be able to. Yeah. So if you look at, like, right here, there's a little lip. Okay? And so all of these rails have a little tiny, you know, lip on the edge of it. And the things go between your screw and the hole, but they're flat on the bottom. So they don't exactly, the screw then is almost too short to actually, you know, get in the hole when you put it. So they're not the best thing to put in, but they do work. And I got a few of them put in. There's one over here. This one is dumb because I can only get it in sideways and it's really pointless. So, Vector, that is the Mordax Data. I use it for a bunch of shit, but not on stream. So for like voltage analysis and stuff like that, it's super duper handy. Hey, T. So, this is a dope sound. That's really, really cool. And then we got like... Okay, wait. Hang on. Let's stereofy this guy a chunk. Let's put it through an FX8. I always get this extra FX8 just like hanging out, going, use me! You know, feels unloved. So, sometimes you gotta give it some sugar. Give me some sugar. And I think we're going to get some gamut repetitor bongos going, too. Oh, yeah. Little chorus. And it pops. It must pop, pop, pop! Come on, man. Come on, man. I love that movie. Fifth Element. It's so good. And then we got... Oh, that's really quiet. I don't really want that sound. I need to find something else. And not that. That's okay. Little ooh. Okay, I can dig that. That's cool. Let's see here. Let's get another set of red cables and make everybody confused. So buried deep in the bowels here, this drum cabling hell is an 8-ACK T-Networks. And makes really nice, happy little analog bongos. I'm going to take one from the gamut repetitor, 4th channel up there, and then I'm going to take one from another trigger output of the Turing machine. Now we could coolify that by 20% also, by putting it through the Aurora. I was about to start singing Aurora Gone by Midlake, and then I thought, nobody's going to know what that is. They'll think you're a lunatic. I said to myself, but I'm talking to myself, so what does that mean? We'll throw this into the Aurora for some really, really quick room reverb. Dang it. We can freeze it. Hey, Shen. Oh, yeah? Let's put this left and then this guy right. Where's my kick? Oh, it's actually... I was going to say, it kind of anticipates it, I think. That's really, really cool. Okay. Alright, I dig. Cool. Our percussion. Got that. We got our vocals. We got our, yeah, all that stuff. Let's see here. Let's get some bass going. I am going to bypass my typical chainsaw use, and I think I'm going to use the... We will use the Asker Tria for our bass. And shall we go through the filter pair also? Yeah, I think so. Might as well. Might as well. Yeah, Robin, Molten Music did a review of this filter and oscillator especially, and he was like, "Yeah, why did they put the connections in the middle?" Like, you are not wrong, dude. It's a little unorthodox, that's for sure. It's okay though. It's really not that bad. It's just, gets a little bit in the way of tweaking knobs, and that's friggin' sacrilege. I just want 2 green cables. That's all I ask for. Okay? You just... Thank you. I need a couple of long boys. And we route them underneath. Then tuck it back. Because, sometimes... Gotta tuck it back. Well, that's just lovely. So it sounds to me like it's already got sub. Nope, just kidding. There's sub. We could also do 2-octave sub. And that just gets dumb. But a little bit of sub would be nice. There's the square version. So let's make this, first of all, 16 notes long. Gates. Lovely as that sound is. Hey, what? Yeah, let's use that boy. Well, we can actually use a shorty cable. Boink. I don't think I got synchronized on that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Oh man, the ladder filter on this Foxtrot Duo is really, really nice. This guy on, yeah, 10 volts. A little bit longer, curve it a little bit more. Then we will, of course, give it some modulation. 4-measure rise and fall, just a little tiny bit though. Should start there. This is 2, 3. Then it'll peak on the end of 4, and then it'll come back down. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. A little bit of delay, 3/16 delay. Nice. Like me a good bass line. Okay. Let's see here. What should we do next? So we can do chord-wise, we could do flat 6, we could do flat 7. You go up to a minor 3 chord, but it wouldn't be minor, it would be a major. So like we're in F minor. So you could do A flat major. You could go down to E flat major and D flat major. The 5 is a minor, minor 5. Minor 4. So B flat minor. All of them are good. Except that 2 diminished. It's not good. All right, I want to put together a nifty chainsaw part. So I'm gonna need a stackable. Where do we take this guy from? 2, I don't think this will reach all the way up. No, so we'd have to go to the local chainsaw.
Find your local chainsaw dealer with the yellow pages. And...
Okay, I guess it doesn't really make this guy yellow anyways. So pitch 2, this guy goes kadoink. And this guy with a short cable goes kadoink there. And a longer cable goes doink thusly. Who wants filtration duty? You said duty. kind of want to run it all the way up to the dope fur, but then I'm going to need long cables to run it back down again. Mother puss bucket. This is probably unnecessarily dangly, but it's okay. That's fine. It's actually out of the way. Okay, where are we going here with this? I don't want to use the tip-top effects. Those things only have a mono in. Boo! It's really unfortunate. I think they're best used as send effects for that particular reason. But, you know. 'Tis what it is. And they do provide a useful effect chunk. So let's maybe just go straight into the submixer. It's easy enough. And the submixer is going through the C legs. And this is going to be part number, let's make it part number 3. Okay, and I want this not an octave down, but a 4th down. Or a 5th up. Also, okay, and you are going above those dudes. And all y'all are going to get Velcroed together in about 35, 45 minutes. Okay, we need gates. And we can go gate to that guy, Zadar, number dos. Should be set to about the same thing, yeah. Actually gonna want this one a little bit quicker. Actually, I might just make this 8. So, gate, 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 gate. Just keep it simple. Throw some ratchets in here too. Hey, Michael and Giacomo. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a 6-year building of this. Okay, let's use chance operations for the ratchets. We'll just turn probability up really small. Let's give it 2 notches on each one. Program some chord changes. Part 1. I'm gonna have to restart this anyways. Might as well synchronize it with drums for shits and giggles. I'm gonna end up stopping it at some point. Get it, unfortunately. A little bit jumping on the gun there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah. Okay. We're gonna go to transpose and enable on, and then I'm gonna go to this guy. Subsequence 1, pitch 2. Flat, down to D flat, and then back home. It's all up an octave. Why is that so high all of a sudden? I'm like, where's the bass in the bass? That was very odd. Okay, cool. That is 2 voices of thing. And then with delay on that, it's going to be kind of nutso. This is way too much modulating that reverb. It's way too much. Still too much. Okay, new part. New parts. I want some 30-second note arpeggios. I want some stupidly fast stuff. Some little... You know. We'll do 1/16th note and one 30-second note, I think. Let's see here. We could do some interesting stuff with like with subsequencers, with chance operations too, where you can like have a certain probability of it like going back to the beginning, so you could turn like an 8-step pattern into like a weird 29-step pattern, you know, just by repeats. Which is always entertaining. So let's think about this for a second. First of all, I want to tune these oscillators and make sure that they're good to go, because that is not a guarantee. So let's hook these boys up. We can go short cables to the mixer. All right. Yoink. Yoink. This mass of yellow. And it was all yellow. That should be a C. Tuning to the roads behind me. Okay. All right. And then envelopes. Really short, really plucky. Okay. And then we go channel C in here. And channel D in here. And kaboom. And then you've got this. So many yellow cables in one spot. So many. I made a patch. I made a patch for you. While I was taking a poo, and the cables were all yellow. I am, at my heart, 10 years old. Okay, what are we doing here? We are stopping the vector. We are going into the control thing, and we are going to put this guy on 30-second notes. And then we're just going to turn on gates for everything here and make something cool. I'm tempted to put a clap on this instead of snare. No, man, just wait till I get the Stolper beats. That will be for doing interesting beats. It's going to be fun. Once I learn how to use it. It's going to take a little while. Okay. Mute, mute, mute. Let's make this 6. No. Let's make this like 24 notes long. It's going to be weird. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. I'm only going to put gates on multiples of 3. But it's going to reset every once in a while. So I'm going to do a really kind of long form patch with this particular voice. Let's do this guy in purple. Sure, why not? This is part 5. Hey, Sean, what's happening? And part 5 gets gated as well. Anybody got the Bastel Neo Trinity? I'm very curious about that. I mean, I could actually just fit it in here without too much rearranging. Just this is a blank panel, move the junction down here, 4 HP, waiting for it. And then, like, boom, I got the space. Actually, I got a couple extra HP, so it'd be nice to fit something 10 HP right there. That'd be cool. But, yeah, I need to do a little bit more research. Oh, yeah? That's cool. Yeah, it looks interesting. It kind of looks right up my alley, but it's a little dense, I will say. which means hucking it up there on the top of the rack is going to be sort of maybe a frustrating thing, but maybe not actually, because then it's closer to the light. I don't know. And then I'm like, God damn it, there's another clock source. Son of a bitch. I have a lot of clock sources, or clock required things around there, and I think I would need another multiple. So, I guess that's how I could do the extra 2 HP, is throw in like a 2 HP multiple in that there, and use that to run clock to a few other places. That's not a bad idea. I think maybe that's a good plan. And I do want to get at least one more stereo filter. I've been knocking around the idea of getting a second Ikari, because in a lot of ways it's just the perfect filter for a lot of things. Built-in VCA, you know, like it's really, really cool. I wish it was just like a straight like ladder filter and it wasn't so angry sometimes. Or like maybe somebody just came out with a new firmware for it. Hint, hint, Bastel, if you're listening, that would be super dope. Like, ignore the DJ style, like dual peaks, like high pass, low pass thing. Like, just be like, here's low pass, Jean. Oh, we owe it a noon, and then we just go high pass, just a straight sweep through. You know, that'd be super cool. Okay, pizza voice. Pizza voice. This guy can actually get his own effect unit, I think. I think that would be a good idea. We'll go with the Z-verb here. Okay. There is mix. Okay. Now I just need to actually program notes. Oh, I got a thing for filters here. Let's run down the list. We got the ST font from Nano Modules. We got the Dover A121S. We got the Bubble Sound SEM20ST. Okay. We got the Morpheus Z-Plane filter. We got the 860. We got the Dual Dagger. We got the Black and Blue Foxtrot Duo. We've got the 100 Grit. We've got the Supercritical Neutron. We've got a Popple. We've got an IntelliGel 1U SVF. We've got the Bastel Cinnamon tucked back in here, and a Pico LPG low pass gate. And then down here, we've got the Synthesis Technologies E490. We've got the Ikari, and we've got the Zagreb. And then down here, we got the Bionic Lester. So you see, I need another one. I'm not joking. I really kind of do. There are times where I'm like,
No stereo filter.
and like I'm out. So most of my voices are stereo. So this is really cool. Yeah, I saw that too, and I think it's 8 HP, and it's like destined right here, blank panel. Okay, well, we need to give this guy some kind of interesting modulation. Otherwise, it's just kind of flopping there. Let's give it some chaotic modulation. How about... or in the FM index. You're wrong. That's where you're wrong. I mean, I run sometimes like a 20 voice patch. And I do believe like everything, for the most part, needs a filter. I'm thinking about this thing right here, darkening it a little bit. The dual dagger has one major flaw in that it has no attenuverter or gain on it. And there are some very weak sources out there. So if you're using it, you know, with a VCA, yeah, it's really good. It tends to be my preferred, like, sound effect, like noise sweep filter and stuff like that. This is really cool. Okay, but let's filter this. Okay, yeah. In fact, let's just use shorty cables. I still hear my bass just going in the background. And it makes me very, very happy. Will this even reach? You gonna be an asshole? You are. You bastard. Son of bitch. Okay. Or we could go E490. That would be cool. Because that's just super warm. And then let me guess. Nope, doesn't reach. Mother... It's time to rage. It's time to burn it all to the ground. Salt the earth when you're done. Hopefully nobody's left around. Well, I tell you, other than me going through it, I put my modular grid links on the title of the video. So you can just scope it out for yourself. It is completely up to date. But there are two of them because I have a skiff case down here that's sort of kind of off camera. And that's got a lot of my sequencing and other things. Mixer is in there. All sorts of different stuff. So two melodicers and Moff and Zeef Mito, Pam's Pro, Sig. So I have a lot of generative kind of stuff. Immortal Man, what's up? But yeah, I kind of section it out. Like most of my oscillators are on the left. I actually want to do a big change and put all my oscillators on top. And then put the filters underneath. I need to completely restructure a few things. That's another summer job. That's not going to happen anytime soon because that would mean basically a complete teardown. And I don't really look forward to that in the least bit. And I got to do the like HP calculations and stuff of that too and figure out whether things are going to actually fit where I want them to. Okay. What do I not have going right now? Oh, I don't have the filter on. It's overloading the effect. Nice. We could do some tripped out, like, pitch shifting. Another thing I want to experiment with is resetting this every 16 beats. That's weird. I like it. Okay, no, I don't like that reverb. Diggable. Okay. No, that is not. What is that? Oh, that's the chainsaw. That's this guy. I just hear it lurking in the background. It's waiting to jump up and shiv me. Right in the femoral. Chock. Yeah, you know, and honestly, like, now is the time where I still have some blank spots in here. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room, so, but again, summer comes up in 2 weeks, so that'll be like, hey, your first day that it's raining and shitty. Go to the studio, rearrange the rack. You want the most boring stream ever? Watch me curse at Nerlies and drop shit? I'll just stream the whole process and be like, ah! What an idiot. How come I only have 2 viewers? And they're my students that take gleeful joy in my torture. Yeah, good times. Next voice. Next voice. Next voice. Next voice. Next voice. Next voice. I do want a noise sweep in this. I mean, come on. You need one. You really need one. This is going to be like mellow, real spacey. Gonna have some super delicious noise sweeping action going on. It just won't quite reach. Damnation. Alright, that's fine. We'll go into channel 4 here of the submixer. Because the noise sweep through the Hey, Marzipan. Panda, sorry. So my dumb running joke is I used to go to Panda Express because my girl really liked it, and they always ask, like, what kind of meat? And I was like, well, I always say, I'd like to try the panda, I guess. And there's always like a horrified response on the other side of the speaker. And and one time I did that, and it was like a former student that was working there. And it was just like, I'd like to try the panda. It's like, Mr. Mugley? God damn it. It was a good time. Let's go this guy here. Okay, and what I want is a really long, just an AD envelope, probably about 10 seconds, but only at about 7 volts because dual dagger. 6.61. Close enough for jazz. And then the other thing I need is a trigger every 8 measures. So I've got 2 of these. This is right here, this weird patch point. This is the expander for the vector sequencer. Okay, this is a Vector Mark II. This is the expander. So it's got a daughter cable in the back. It's like a 16 by 16 pin cable. And hey, Ethos and Island. First try! First try! Successful noise sweep. It doesn't sound like 8 measures, though, I will say. Let me test that. Let's listen to Annoying Part 5. Six, 7, 8. Noise sweep.
चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं तू मेरा जहां चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं कैसा ये नशा चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं तू मेरा जहां चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं कैसा ये
Okay, yeah, I don't want to shoot my wad early. Okay. Okay. That's right. I just said shoot my wad. Okay, enough of that. Hey, Dad, you. Okay. New parts. Parts. We've got 3 parts left on the Vector. We got 2 on the melodizers. Which I always like to use for leads because I like to tweak the melodizer for a lead. It's just so damn cool and super duper fun, and everybody should try it. It will make your mother happy. At least that's what I've heard. That's what I heard. It's true. This man has no dick. Why? That's what I heard. I heard that that line was improv'd, and I could totally see Bill Murray. That's what I heard. Like a little kid. It's freaking perfect. There's, however, a massive overbalancing of yellow cables in this stuff, so that's a problem. I kind of want to put. Should we put something in the R bar? Something interesting, something like maybe like really like ethereal sounding, real top heavy. I think I'm gonna grab, let's grab Reason for that. That is my DAW of choice. Do you know anyone that calls it a DAW every time? I do. Yeah, just put it in your DAW. And while technically correct, you know, it's pretty weird. DAW. I got your DAW. Okay, let's find who's got a good, maybe a Maelstrom pad. Maelstrom is a cool instrument for a lot of things, but it is a very like raw sounding synth. No, that ain't gonna do it. No. Maybe. This is interesting. And I know you can't hear it right now. I don't think, right? No. Wait. It should be. What is this? Properties. Device. That's not right. That's not right either. Mother puss bucket. Yeah, I don't think I can. It's really annoying, actually. I'm going to try for another 5 seconds, and then I'm going to give up. That's not it. That's it. But it's also my microphone, and that's weird. Okay, but this is not a bad thing right here. This is not a bad sound. Okay, so there's the first one. This one we'll do an E flat. And then this one we'll do an A flat. Ah, good. Good to hear, man. Yeah, it's a hell of a piece of kit. Okay, that should do it. That ought to do her. All right. And this voice is all purple. And we're going to use, of course, the carry for this guy because we loves it. It's actually perfect for the R bar. That whole built-in VCA thing gives you a hell of a lot of flexibility. And 8 HP, you know. Okay, yeah. Now, let's
get some modulation in this thing.
one thing we could absolutely certainly do is throw in some kind of nifty gate pattern. Do we have a nifty gate pattern? I could just make one on the SIG. That'd be really easy. Just throw the tregs into it and then find the loop point. Hey, Breeze. Let's do that. Let's just be like, here, let's grab a couple random notes and then hit the decay. And then, like, loop it, set our loop point. Nope, it's not quite there. Trying to get it to, let's see, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep. Okay, but here's the thing. Resonance. It's a little bit clicky for my tastes. It would actually be extremely easy to do a thing and go here to turn the decay down. Oh, hi. We'll take the output of this here little ADSR. Yes? Are you not triggering this envelope? Oh, you son of a bitch. It did this with other things, too. The SIG, I don't know what it is. The trigger output of it is just weak. It's super dumb, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. That's okay. We can make something on the Zadar. Zadar will respond because the Zadar are good like that. I'm going to make it chonky and super short. Actually, what would be better would be a different shape entirely. D1. It's got a little slope at the beginning. Okay, now let's sweep the playhead. I think just a good old-fashioned LFO will do fine. And then I need a control track that's going to match the outputs of the chords that I've got in here. So we're going to put this on whole note. And, whoa, what? 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 Yeah. All right, so we'll go down to C3 as sort of our baseline. And so I think the first two, I'm going to need G and G and then C and C. And then let me think here. What's my thing here? We're going A flat, E flat, D flat, and then back home. Okay, so that means Hey, wrong part. Which one is A flat? I don't remember. That's the E flat. So it goes orange and then yellow. Okay, so that's going to be 3 up. So that's C4 and then G4 and then back. Wait. Yeah, that's right. No. C4, G3, then G4, then back. Let's try it out. Add another part in here. Just to see if it tracks. They're not synced. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Hey, Nick. I started early today, too. No, I just ordered it last night. Sounds good. Sounds like it works. Then we can just yank this. Let's take these gates and route them forward a little bit. Oh my God! I am moist now, where man was not meant to be moist. Hey, Joe. Okay, that should suffice. Now back to a regularly scheduled program. Goodbye. Okay, we've still got part 7 and 8, and that is the Z-Cal Dimension and the Demon Core, respectively. So I think the Demon Core is just going to get some real simple duties of just like pads. And it's so easy to make pads on this thing. I'm going to make it literally a one note or one step sequence. Or we could make it like a 3-step and then use like step lengths and stuff. So there'd be like actually, here, let's do it this way. Let's go, not whole note. 8th note? Yeah, 8th note. So it'd be like, like super basic, like. Because then it'd be like. I really like when you go down to the flat 6 and there's that G for like that extra little. You have entered Lydian mode. Momentarily, even though it's really still F minor, I find that nifty. Nifty! Um, yeah. So then we'll put this in eighth note, and then we'll go step length. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Easy peasy, right? Yoink, yoink, yoink. Gate, longer gates. And then we go to chord mode. And then we hold the edit button. We go doink, doink, doink. Okay, and then we go back here and we put this down to, let's say, C4. And here we go up 5 notes. And then here we go up. We could go up 8. But I'm actually going to go up 9. Because if you do that in the vector, it will, and if you play a major chord, sometimes if you put an 8, okay, it's hard to explain. The vector is rounding half steps to the nearest scale degree, right? Internal quantization and stuff. But it tends to, I think it rounds everything down. So if you put it on 8 half steps, that would be C to A flat. Okay. Now, if I play 8 half steps on an E flat, I would have that. But in the scale, it should be a C, but it's not. It's actually a C flat. Okay. But then the vector goes, no, I'm going to round it down. So instead of this, we end up with this for everything. So we lose that major lift. So you basically put everything at 8 or at 9, which would be here, F major, and then the vector goes, no, we're in minor, round it down, and then it plays the right note for you. So you got to outthink your machine, man. You got to outthink it. Okay. Let's put this into the ST font. Let's do that. Do that stuff. Do that stuff. And the nice thing is, this is all just done over MIDI, and, you know. Thanks, Breeze. Yeah. Game hackers? I don't know, man. I just gave up on multiplayer games. Just like, just altogether. I'm like, nah. I play a lot of single player stuff, and that, that's a deep, deep world, man. You can get some really enjoyable things in the single player game world. Noita being one of my all-time favorites. Got a stupid amount of hours in that game. I actually fired up Terraria again the other day, and it was kind of fun. I played it for like 2 days, but then once again I fizzled, which is dumb. So I should get back into that. And I got Oblivion. Wow, that is a big octave stack. So the guy who like it kind of like is like the main like maintenance guy here was like walked in and didn't know I was in here because like most of the lights are off except for what's right around here. So just suddenly somebody's coming. I'm like, wait, what? I thought it was like a friend of mine or something. So this, okay. Yeah, dude, it is a hooray for me, fuck you world out there. It's getting worse. Actually, it's not. It's not getting worse. There's plenty of goodness around us. But the problem is, the hooray for me, fuck you crowd makes themselves super known. So they're just all out there. We see them in every dumb thing. It's not good. Okay, so real basic pad kind of thing. Now, what happens if we... see, it doesn't do it. I was going to say, if we do it midstream and change the octave, you know? Hey, Magnus. Dude, that actually, that's awesome. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I know it's pretty late for most of Europe, so... yeah, come summertime, I'm going to be doing some earlier streams too. So it just depends on weather. Because there's two things that I like to do all summer, and that is to disc golf and to fish. And it's very weather dependent. You know, I'm not going to go disc golfing when it's 95 degrees. So I'll go in the morning, and then I'll save the afternoons to hang out in the studio where it's air conditioned and nice and cool and happy. All right. Let's get a couple of leads going here. I have one more spare mixer channel for another part. Now, we do have the Z-Kyle Dimension that I haven't used yet, which is not a horrible thing to use, that is. And we can shut this part off completely, which is kind of cool because it is all just MIDI. Oh, yeah. Wait. I forgot. I wanted to test and make sure that it did the subsequence correctly and made sure everything sounded decent. Yep. Back to F minor, A flat, and then E flat, and then down to D flat, and back. Cool, bro. Cool, bro. Cool, bro. Cool, bro. That's cool. I hate this thing. This thing right here. This is going to be the mental death of me. I'm going to curl it around and just like get it out of the way. Just go learn a hobby or something. Just get out of the way, buddy. There. Okay. Meantime, let's take out or put back in our gate cable because I would have forgotten that completely. Part 7. Well, step 1 in part 7 is to just give it a big ol' honkin' wad of C's and then tune this stupid thing. Because it doesn't keep its tuning when you stop, when you turn it off. It's the dumbest thing ever. And part of me thinks it's like my doing. It's something that I'm doing or not doing that's causing that. But I don't think so. I do not think so. No. Okay. And we'll go Morpheus filter for this one because Morpheus filter has lots of input gain. Like lots. Potentially, like 100 dB of like signal gain or something like that. It's insane. Yeah. And then the Dimension kind of needs it. It's a little bit on the weak side. See, like this. Really? Really? This is what you're going to give me for a C? Thanks, dude. So let's find 261 hertz. It's a little flat, but it's sharp right now. Had to be done. Now, my headphone cable. Well, I mean, everything is replicatable digitally, depending on sample rates and Nyquist frequencies and bit depths and but it is. It's just like, did you ever read like Brian Eno? Like he was a huge DX7 fan, and he was like, yeah, with a DX7 you can do anything because FM synthesis can literally do anything, and he would be able to do that on a DX7. He was like, I guess, one of the most insanely skilled programmers on that thing, and I don't know, man. Here's the thing, right? Analog filters are always going to be better than a digital filter. I think there's a noticeable difference there. So that would be the thing. You know, like I have digital modules, and then a lot of times they get processed through analog filters, right? So like this part right here, just this pad, that's just straight up, you know. Speaking of which, we need to modulate this a little bit. Little resonance. Probably not going to be needed to be that loud at all. Okay, now this guy. Where were we here? How about like a sparse sound? Something that plays like only at the beginning? Which we could do by using like step lengths and stuff. So I'm going to do monophonic though. The Dimension is a polyphonic oscillator, which is really, really cool. Yeah. So the theory being really simple about FM, if you're not familiar, like FM synthesis, if you had enough operators... Oh, what is the sound source for the pad sound? That is the Demon Core oscillator. And it's being played by the Vector. The Vector has chord mode, so it'll do 4-note chords, completely programmable. And the cable is just an 1/8-inch stereo, because the Vector also has 2 MIDI outs. So they're just an 1/8-inch stereo cable going to the TRS MIDI in of the Vector, or of the Demon Core and the Z-Call Dimension. And it's flippin' sweet. So I can just be like, here, send them chords. And yeah, it's awesome. It's like, it's the only time I get into that hybrid world of like MIDI and modular analog, kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So if you've got like a key step or something like that, either of those are an interesting purchase for that. And yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay, the dimension part. Let's make this more of boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then we go to the next section here, and we turn off all of the gates for the next 8 steps. But what I want to do is extend these, and with using repeats. So I need 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So damn it. We'll just make it 14 long instead of 16. There. Yes.
Yes, we loves it.
Now, we're going to modulate it. We're going to modulate it a lot. You bastard. Okay. So, I will say the wave shaper on this really likes the water. Let's put it on bipolar though, and then chuck it in here. Or put it into this guy. We could half speed this too. No, we can't really. Well, we can. Just sub the clock out, put it into the divide by 2. Like, that was easy. Yeah. It's gonna start getting that kind of funky vocal quality going. Me like. But then we can also do nice super slow sweep on the fold. We can get some really lovely tones going down here. I think I kind of want to extend it a little bit, make the voice a little bit longer here. So let's turn the decay time up. No sustain. Oh, that's lovely right there. It's kind of going more than that, dude. Like, all right, we need more gain, though. Absolutely. because it needs to get a little bit punchy. And then, of course, we have a filter on it. A little bit of resonance, mayhap. Too much gain! You broke it! It kind of is too much gain, which is wild. You know what would be cool? Channel 2 of water going into the filter. Oh, like that little square wavy in there? That's awesome. Okay, let's hear the whole chord progression, though. Did I not set it up? I guess not. No, I did. What you doing, buddy? Are you just out of sync and you're all unhappy with me? Now we should go up to A flat. Oh, lovely. And now down to D flat. Because it is playing like every other measure. Which is really, really cool. That's just a delicious little sound right there. Let's mute it. Let's mute that. And then let's rig up a couple of leads. And do the jamba wamba bamba bamba. I'm sort of tempted to get another random percussion sequence simply because I have a mixer channel open. It'd be really easy to do, too. I could take a single voice from the rample, like whatever this guy is. Just be like, bonk, 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 bonk. And then just take like an output of the probabilistic generator, which is a really, really fun little module. Let me tell you, if you don't know what it is, it's an 8-act systems. You got 4 channels of probability-based triggers or gates. And sound? Hello? Sound? No sound? You're not getting any triggers on channel 3. Oh, because it's turned down, and I'm an idiot. That's really cool. But let's pitch it up a bit. Now, the question is that sound coming in on... No. Cool. Okay. Leads. Leads, comma, live at. These are going to basically just be like analog happiness stuff going down here. So let's go the simplest thing ever, and we'll go saw out into this boy, and then this into the echoes. Our KFC actually closed down. It's wild. I'm like, wait, what? And honestly, I don't know, man. Nobody makes good fried chicken, like homemade, grandma-made fried chicken. And it's really unfortunate. And it makes me want to rage. But, like, seriously, like, what's up with that? Everything comes in a bag nowadays, and it's... Uh-oh. See, I have to break my all one-color patching for this voice. Just... It's really unfortunate. That looks like garb. I don't like that. Hey, XCOM. I guess we're just going to use a really long cable then. And... Oh, for God's sake. I can't get it in the hole! Wait, why am I using channel 2? This makes no sense. Channel 1 is completely available. But I didn't see it because of the forest of cabley goodness in my way. Yeah, I would imagine it would be a drive if it's up near you. We did find like a soul food restaurant that's like fairly local. A lot of what they do is hot chicken too, and hot chicken, if you're not familiar, is extremely spicy if done right. Jason. I know where that place is. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, it is a bit of a drive. You're right. Yeah, I've actually been there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Lead number 2. We'll make this a purple boy. Purpley boy. And we'll go kind of acidy on this guy. I think I want to do square wave. Square waves are cool, bro. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, go to southern Wisconsin, dude. They always have like, you know, like locally caught walleye, and they have like fish fries, and it's always like super, super dank. Okay, let's put that guy away. And I think it's jam time. How do I know? Well, all of my mixer channels are used up, so... I've been to medieval times a couple of times, and honestly, it might be fine if I don't go anymore. But I'm game for just about anything. Boom. Splat. Okay. And I'm muting my microphone. Son of a... It's been a while since I've done that. This is the Z-Call Dimension doing this. Oh, I'm not doing that at all. I'm just trying to remember what I have and then think about what I want to hear. So... yeah, that's that guy. And that came out really, really nice. Yeah, it was kind of electric guitar-ish sounding. Which is sort of neat, you know? Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Gotta remember that. Like, use it for, like, guitar-sounding things. Because, yeah, it worked really well. And I also liked this lead, too. This, where is he? Just going and, like, occasionally up and down octaves, and then just, like, in a nice happy fifth. That was just kind of omnipresent through most of the thing. And, yeah, just enjoyable. Love me some good open fifths. And then, of course, 30-second notes. Oodles of fun. Anyways, I'm out of here. And, y'all take it easy. Thanks for coming. And hopefully, I'll see you Sunday. It's the race towards summer. That's right.